core anatomy of an outcomes-based contract? I mean, what's the universal across the good models?
So when people in the field hear outcomes-based contract, the first thing they think of are the contingent outcome payments. Here, that's the circle you see at the very bottom. It makes sense, right? You hear outcomes-based contract, you think that the entire contract is just going to be contingent outcome payments. But the reality is that's just one of 5 core and key ingredients that make up an excellent, rigorous outcomes-based contract. Because the OBC really becomes the blueprint for implementation. And so it's no longer just a contract that just lives on a shelf and collects dust after execution, or is just like lost in someone's Google Drive and you have to try to find it, or Salesforce, right? It really becomes the living, breathing document that both the provider and the district are referring back to and making sure they're holding each other accountable throughout the entire implementation. So let me give some examples of that. Of these 5 ingredients that you'll see that make up a strong OBC, what brings me to the Center for Outcomes-Based Contracting is this mutual accountability in the bottom right. And so mutual accountability is the section of an OBC that outlines the key steps that a district must take, as well as a provider must take, to have an excellent implementation environment that aligns back to the research base of that program. So again, it's not new to have steps or requirements for implementation, but we're now putting it into the contract. So everyone now has financial skin in the game. So now the district knows exactly what they're being held accountable and they're doing it, as well as the classroom teachers, the school leaders, and on the provider side, from the product team to the implementation team to the data teams, et cetera. So it's really clear and it's all lined up there.
Right. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot that goes into it, but really it's just a path with guardrails, right? That's already in place to support the process. I love it.
Yeah, and
Thank
one
you.
of my very wonderful teammates, she always calls it's guidance and guardrails, right? We're offering guidance on how it should work and then guardrails to make sure it happens. So again, none of this is new. It's really just being codified into the contract so that it's clear, right? And we always say, or Brene Brown says, clarity is kind, right? And so just making it incredibly clear.
Yeah, I think that it needed a process, which is perfect, which is what this brings. I love it.